The political landscape of Nigeria has always been turbulent, with power struggles and accusations often marking the trajectory of political figures. Recently, the case of Natasha Akpoti has emerged as a point of intense contention within Kogi State and beyond, particularly as her accusations against Senate President Goodwill Akpabio take a drastic turn. The accusations, which initially stemmed from personal and political conflicts between Akpoti and Akpabio, have evolved into something much more complex, involving illegal actions and the manipulation of the political system by those in power. The core of the controversy revolves around the collection of 250 signatures that Akpoti claims were gathered illegally under the guidance of Charity Iges Omoli, an advisor to the Kogi state governor. Omoli's involvement has raised eyebrows not only because of her position within the state administration but also because of her direct ties to the political elite that controls the fate of Kogi and Nigeria's broader political scene. Both Akpabio and the Kogi state governor are influential members of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Nigeria's ruling party, which further complicates the situation. The involvement of high-profile APC figures in this controversy has led many to believe that the recall process against Akpoti is politically motivated, driven not by a genuine desire to remove a public official but rather as a maneuver to undermine an opponent and solidify the APC's control over the state. The act of collecting 250 signatures in such a manner, as claimed by Akpoti, constitutes a breach of legal and constitutional boundaries, making the entire recall exercise seem more like a politically driven conspiracy than a legitimate democratic process. This allegation casts a dark shadow over the integrity of the recall procedure, which is meant to be a tool of accountability but is now seen by many as a weapon in the arsenal of the powerful to silence opposition voices. The legal implications of such actions are profound, and the accusations point to a broader trend of political manipulation that seeks to perpetuate the status quo, stifle democratic participation, and suppress dissenting voices within Nigeria's political system. Akpoti, a vocal critic of the APC and an advocate for transparency and accountability, has long been seen as a figure who challenges the dominance of the APC in Kogi State. Her political stance and the challenges she presents to the ruling party have made her a target for those who seek to maintain their grip on power at all costs. It is within this context that the alleged illegal recall attempt becomes a particularly concerning matter for both her political future and the future of Kogi State's democratic process. The recall, as orchestrated by Omoli and others, is not just an administrative or procedural move but a calculated political act designed to weaken Akpoti and remove a formidable opposition figure.
Together. Confidence in her because of her gross misconduct in the Senate that led us to a 6-month suspension where Kogi Central will not be represented at the National Assembly, the Senate arm. So we have come to recall her back so that we can have a representative in the Senate, because as a people, we cannot afford not to have a representative in the Senate arm for another 1 year. So we are here to tell INEC to please follow the constitutional process for our recall so that our recall process can begin. That's why we're here.
Is it the entire constituency or just a group of people? Mm-hmm. Under which platform are you representing? Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is a concerned Kogi youth and women. Okay. Yes.
What's that? Concerned Kogi youth and women. Kogi people, the people of Kogi Central. Who is this woman? Is this woman speaking for you? Because let's go back one more time, guys. Who is she actually representing?
Is it the entire constituency or just a group of people? Mm-hmm. Under which platform are you representing?
Okay, it is a concerned Kogi youth and women.
Concerned Kogi youth and women. Hey, God.
Okay. And who is bankrolling this?
Talking about bankroll is a personal business, or it's a personal thing. We are members of our constituents.
What does that even mean? It's a personal thing.
You cannot afford not to have a representative, so nobody is bankrolling. Well, we are the one that voted her, and we are saying we don't want her anymore. So we're not. Nobody is bankrolling. Nobody is having any personal issue with her. It is just what it is. The game is the game.
She thinks this is a game. Nobody is bankrolling this auntie. She just woke up as a concerned citizen and decided that she needed to recall Auntie Natasha. What?
You cannot submit a petition without having to go and get signatures of registered voters, and that's why we're now saying, as a people, we are recalling her back from the Senate because we have gotten what it takes to recall her back from the Senate.
Like how many number of registered voters?
We have 488,000 registered voters from Kogi Central, and as I speak to you right now, we have more than 250,000 voters that are signed for her recall.
Now, if you're wondering how they got their 250,000 signatures, take a look at this.
F5A 90, F5A 90, 90, F5A FA.
You see, these were the people signing. They literally sat down. They literally sat people down to be signing. And of course, they got paid. This is how they got their fake 250,000 signatures. Isn't this is a crime. This is a crime. These people are committing a crime in broad daylight. Shouldn't these people be arrested already? Yet they are speaking. How can these people even have liver to be calling press conference saying they delivered 250,000 signatures? And there is evidence of how they forged the signatures. Okay, for those wondering, who is this madam? Because that's the question that I've been asking myself, like, Ejo, Talawon, as in, where did she come from all this while that they've not had any good governance in Kogi, that Yaya Bello was there? We did not see this madam as a concerned citizen that she calls herself. And remember when Uncle Dino Melaye was at the Senate, remember all the drama that happened with Uncle Dino, always causing trouble at the Senate. There was a time that he said he would impregnate Remi Tinubu, the current first lady. This woman did not have conscience at the time as a concerned citizen to recall Uncle Dino. This is just appalling. Anyways, I tried to find out who she is. It turns out that she is a senior special assistant to the newly elected governor in Kogi State, or let me say the newly imposed governor who was imposed on them by Yaya Bello. So she works for the governor. And guess what? I found out that she just got promoted to be the special advisor to the governor. So now she's not just special assistant, now she's special advisor to the governor. The first thing is, I think this auntie is deluded. It's very sad because she looks like a normal person, but apparently not every human being is normal. This woman doesn't understand the meaning of conflict of interest. How can you be working for the governor and then act like you're speaking for the people? It's not the same thing. The fact that you were appointed by the governor to do something doesn't mean that you are a representative of the people. The representative of the people is usually elected by the people. So I don't know why she's deluded that she's supposed to speak for the people, but that is a story for another day. In fact, this picture has been trending. People are saying they look like armed robbers. Behind them, God, behind them were the bags filled with their so-called 250,000 signatures. People are saying they look like armed robbers who were caught stealing bags of money. This is going to be a defining moment for INEC because we are putting all this evidence out now. INEC, this woman works for the governor. The governor is already compromised. There is already allegations that they collected money from Akpabio through former governor Yaya Bello to come up with this whole plot of recalling her back to Kogi. And now we are showing you evidence that these people forged signatures. INEC, do the right thing. You literally cannot tell us that for real you will fall for this scam. But guys, can you see what they are doing here? First of all, it is against the constitution to suspend a senator beyond 14 days. These people decided to suspend Senator Natasha for 6 months. Beyond that, they now want to kukuma recall her. And you know that these people don't even understand the meaning of recalling, because if we want to recall senators or government officials that are not doing well, they should have recalled all the senators that we have in Nigeria, because they are not doing what they were elected to do. And the few that are trying to do something, you can see what they are trying to do to this woman. We have only 4 women at the Senate. Now they're trying to make it 3. And the 3 that are there, they're just there. We don't know the impact. The one woman that is trying to do something, they are trying to recall her. So you can already tell that this was orchestrated. I don't believe that this auntie even knows the meaning of recalling a senator until they gave her whatever they gave her to now suddenly become a concerned citizen. It is very shameful. Now, the sad part is watching them use fellow women, using young women to do their dirty job. Isn't that sad? It is very sad. You know, they are very strategic. They are very deliberate. They know exactly what they are doing by using a fellow woman to try to bring down this woman. Now, all I just want to say, guys, is you may think that this doesn't concern you, but Senator Natasha speaking up represents not just her own struggles, but also the struggles of so many Nigerian women in the face of sexual harassment. And the reality that, once again, if you speak up in Nigeria, you can be silenced. This is exactly why a lot of women don't speak up in Nigeria. Do you know how many women have been denied promotion in Nigeria at several workplaces just because they refuse to sleep with somebody? Do you know how many students are getting carryovers because they refuse to sleep with a lecturer? There are so many women in Nigeria that are not speaking out about their experience, and this is exactly why. Not only are they trying to silence her for speaking out, all she's asking for is for you to investigate. Nobody is saying she's right or she's not right, but they have refused to investigate. Not only are they refusing to investigate, now they are trying to silence her. And see how they are using women, fellow women, for their dirty job. Guys, if you say that this doesn't concern you and you keep quiet at such a time like this, if these people are successful, it means that women in general, women in Nigeria, it means that they have no voice. It means that they are not to challenge the status quo. It means they are only to be seen, not heard. Look at what is happening in Rivers State. For you to just remove an elected official, the same thing is what is happening at the Senate now. Trying to remove an elected official. They keep saying it's not because of the sexual harassment, it's because of her misconduct. We've all seen Akpabio's misconduct at the Senate. We saw what happened when they allocated a new seat for Akpabio. We saw what he did then.
You can't speak from there now. You can go to your seat. Then when you get your seat, I'll recognize you.
The situation is correct.
I sat next to Senator Kwankwaso until I was led by the sergeant at arms that this is my seat.
I asked the clerk whether he allocated that seat to you. He said he didn't.
He told me he would prefer to sit here. So I said there is no microphone there, but he said he would still prefer to sit there.
Was he suspended because of that? Did anybody recall him? How can it be possible that we would now suspend a woman for the same thing? And in fact, they are trying to recall her. This is just, it's mind-boggling. Guys, we should not be silent at a time like this. Because if you think it doesn't concern you, tomorrow it may be your mom, it may be your wife, it may be your sister, it may be your daughter, it may be your niece that will try to speak up at their place of work or in school, and they will be silenced. Let me know what you guys think about this woman's video, this woman Charity, who is now the face of those trying to recall Senator Natasha. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.